The Ball Guy Show starts right now. Hope you enjoy the show. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. What's up, everybody? Listen, my next guest, I've been looking forward to having her and her dad on since before season 2 ended. So now I'm finally going to have them on. But before I bring them on, let me talk to you about attorneys. Let me tell you something. If you get into a car accident, South Florida, let me tell you something, South Florida drivers, you need an attorney behind you. You need an attorney to back you up. My buddy Kevin Guerrero, Warrior Law Group, you got to get with him. He is going to fight for you. He is going to defend you. He backed me up. He defended me. So he is the best. So South Florida drivers, if you get to a car accident, do not fight the the car insurances alone. They're gonna lowball you, and Kevin is gonna fight for you all the way. All right. My next guest is, both daughter and father, and they're gonna be joining me by Jillian's mom. They are both singer-songwriters. John Hudson just dropped his song last night at midnight. Just dropped his first song last night. So we're going to talk about that song. We're going to talk about Jillian's young career, very young, talented singer. My opinion, my first episode was with Sharon Massaran, a freestyle singer, great voice. Jillian, as young as she is, she's up there. She's going to be a force to be reckoned with. All right. So let's bring him on. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for taking the time. John, happy birthday. I don't know if
Thank you very much.
I know it's coming up. Happy birthday. Let's talk about you guys. Well, Mom, before we go to how are you involved in Jillian Hudson in the band? How you involved? What do you handle?
John and Jillian write songs and sing songs. I do everything else. I do all of the booking, all the social media, all the radio interviews, podcast interviews, anything that's not singing on stage or writing a song is me.
So we would not be out of the living room without Mom. If she didn't manage everything else, there would be no shows, there would be no social media, there would be no presence whatsoever beyond what you have right now. So everybody owns pretty much equal parts. We got a great deal of talent over here, just even getting the ball started, but it's all driven by Momager. So she doesn't appreciate, or she doesn't really understand how much she's putting in. She doesn't feel like she's doing enough, but it's still like we constantly get comments on social media presence and where she's moving. So sorry, Mom.
That's okay. Thank you.
So Mom, so you've been the one I've been chatting with, right?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Yeah, and great job. You reply right away. Which is awesome. So great job doing that. Let me ask you guys, where are you guys from? I know you guys are in Texas. Where are you guys exactly from in Texas? And how y'all got started in music?
So we're from Dripping Springs, Texas, which if you're not familiar with that, it's like Austin area. It's a little west of Austin. I think we're 30 minutes out.
Yeah.
And we got started doing music. So my dad was a fireman for 22 years.
Wow.
And he was gone like 3-4 days a week entirely.
No. 24 to 48 hour shifts.
Yeah, but like.
Anyways, go ahead.
Anyways, when he was gone, I have 2 sisters, an older sister and a younger sister. We would turn the music up on all the way up, whatever we were listening to at the time, and just scream it. And one day my siblings heard that I was actually hitting the notes. So my parents got me into vocal lessons, and my dad started playing guitar for me. And then shortly after, actually recently, I picked up guitar and started writing.
Wow. So Austin, I love Austin. My brother-in-law lives in Austin. And so we visit Austin. We visited Austin quite a few times. Love Austin. I'm originally from Florida, so but I've been here in Texas for 4 years, and I love Texas. So, John, when did you start playing? How long have you been playing? Because thank you for being a firefighter and risking your life.
Thank you. I stumbled into the profession of fire department. I actually went to school. I thought I was going to be in paramedicine, and then when I wrapped up the EMT basic class, the instructors for the fire academy came marching in and said, "All right, everybody sign up for the fire academy." And I was like, I don't think I want to be hot and wear all that stuff. So no thanks. And they convinced us to do it because that was just kind of the career path. It was a better job opportunity. And I love the fire service. I did great in the fire academy, continued on with it, got the one job and stayed there for 22 years. So I had a great time. When it comes to the music side of it, like I always loved music. My dad had me singing Willie Nelson on the way out to the hunting lease and stuff all the time. And when I got old enough, I wanted to learn how to play guitar. So I belly ached all the time, saying I want a guitar. So he finally came home one night late. He was always out late. I don't think, not disparagingly, it's a different time, right? But Dad didn't like coming home, right? I guess we didn't make a whole lot of money, so I guess he was depressed. So one night he came home late, and he brought with him, looked like something he got out of a pawn shop, and it was a 12-string Epiphone guitar. The neck was busted and glued back together, and that thing would never stay in tune. So I stripped it. I just only put 6 strings on it. I figured I had a bigger fretboard to learn from, and started slowly teaching myself just the basics. There was a guy I ran into, one of my friends, his grandfather played music back in the day with Bob Wells and stuff, same time. And he had a cover band, but they were all from New York. So he taught me 3 chords and told me to come back whenever he was a snowbird. They would come down to visit. Said, come back, I'll teach you a whole song. I teach you You Are My Sunshine and stuff like that. And I was a young guy, and I was like, I don't want to learn You Are My Sunshine. I want to learn Dust on a Bottle. I want to learn all this other stuff. So, and I didn't want to bother him because you know how when you're picking up something new, it takes time. And as an older man now, I realized that he would have appreciated me coming by and sitting with me and showing me all the things that I should have learned. But instead, I was embarrassed and I never went back. So I was teaching myself at home. I would have to go into San Antonio back then there was no internet, there was no chords or charts you could find. You had to go to a specific store to even buy that stuff. So I would buy stuff, but I would only learn like the first 30 seconds of a song. And
the chorus.
Yeah, the chorus, or you'd move on to blah, blah, blah. So I had a few guitars. I bought a couple of guitars afterwards. They never were that great. But then as I started having kids, I would just pick the guitar at bedtime, but really nothing serious at all.
He knew the chorus to probably a dozen songs that he would play for us.
But never a full song. It was pathetic. Well, then she started Mr. Jones. We would play Mr. Jones all the way through at night. The kids loved it, going to sleep. Well, then I packed the thing up because it was
Mr. Jones from the Counting Crows, or
yes,
yeah,
sir.
Really? Yeah. Well, we're really diverse, so we listen to yes, we listen to all kinds. Yeah. So then she started taking singing lessons. The oldest daughter was taking singing lessons over at the same bar. And then she started taking singing lessons. And then at the bar here in town, at the end of the month, every Sunday, they put on a recital.
They pull out all the stops. They've got a sound engineer, light, smoke machine. You are a freaking rock star for one song.
Every parent and their grandparents show up to watch these kids perform the stuff that they've been learning all month long. Well, I noticed pretty quick that some of these kids that were doing singing lessons, they were all singing a backtrack. It was basically karaoke. And I was like, that's interesting. But then there was a couple of kids that would show up and they would have an older sibling or an uncle or somebody that would be playing guitar. And I thought that was to me, it was a more intimate experience and interesting. So I told the kid, I said, if you wouldn't mind, I'll dust off the guitar. If you pick a relatively easy enough song, then I will learn the song with you throughout the month and I will play it with you on stage. And then it kind of went from there. So it went from doing a song a month to she garners a lot of attention.
It would take him the entire month to learn the song, and he would still make minor mistakes. Now he can learn a song in 5-10 minutes with no mistakes.
Not that simple.
Yeah.
But I mean, we had a really good time. Yeah. Well, and I would tell her, like, back and forth from practice, I'm like, hey man, like, we probably need to learn a couple more songs. There's lots of people here in town that are interested in hearing you sing. You're a young person. At the time, she was 11 years old. And I was like, how about, I know. And I said, you're incredible talent. That's right. And I was like, she was like, I think it's that good. And I was like, well, let's just go and do it. And you'll earn a little bit of scratch. You'll have some walking around cash, right? What I thought was a good incentive for her. And it worked out. So then mom started booking. Yeah. She started booking 45-minute show, 2-hour shows and 3-hour shows, learning a ton of music. She's making pretty good cash. She buys boots and hats wherever she goes. Yeah. So she's a young person and she does a fairly good job with it. So in essence, while I've had a guitar and I've enjoyed music my whole life, I really didn't start picking up and like being consistent until she started playing music.
So Jillian, how old are you now?
I'm 17. I'll be turning 18 in May.
Oh, unbelievable.
There's a long ways to go, right? Yeah.
Wow. Unbelievable.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
That first song that she released, Dogs, I don't know if you've heard all of her songs or not.
I've heard all of her songs. I've been listening to over and over. And let me tell you something. And honestly, you can't get tired of those songs. I'm just serious. I'm just serious. You can't get tired of those songs.
Dogs, she wrote when she was 12, recorded and released when she was 14. It blows my mind.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I mean that's incredible. And now where are you still in school?
I'm doing dual credit classes through ACC right now.
Okay,
which is Austin Community College.
Okay. Oh, okay. So you already graduated?
No, we homeschool.
Okay.
But it's through dual credit classes. So she took 3 classes last semester. She'll take 3 classes this semester, or right now this semester, and those are all college credits and high school credits. Yes.
Okay. So how do you balance everything out? How do you balance doing music, doing and your schoolwork, and being so advanced in school?
And
how do you do it?
How do I do it? I procrastinate, I wing it, and then I'm done.
Yeah.
Other kids do not follow in that, even though it's being successful for her. Doesn't mean it's for everybody.
She is a true creative.
Put the disclaimer out there. So wow, Jillian's she's putting out music left and right. She's touring. She's making money. I'm gonna procrastinate too. No, kids, don't do that.
Don't do it. It drives me crazy. Like I'm like, where are you at?
He looked at her and said, "How do you do it?"
Yeah. I wanted you to hear it from her mouth. I wanted to see if she was gonna be honest.
But still, I mean, kudos. P.S. Wow. High school classes, college credit courses, putting music, and very good music. Not one of your songs are bad. Not one of the songs is, okay, I gotta skip this one. No, eventually on Spotify, you get a certain amount of songs, then you go, it'll start going. I don't pay for Spotify. I get the free one. Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm very limited. I'm paying for this. I'm a brand. I have a very small listening group, so I'm still getting stuff done. So it will go eventually to a complete different artist. And I go, okay, no, I want to go back to Jillian.
Yeah.
So again, your music is amazing. So where does all that inspiration come from your writing? Because you write your own music, you said, right?
Yeah, I write my own music. Yes, sir.
I have no co-writers.
I've written with other people, with 2 other people, both once, and the song never got finished, and we kind of just dropped it. But both of them were over Zoom, and that doesn't really work for me. Also, whenever I'm around other creative people, their creativity cancels mine out, and I'm just sitting there like, I don't know, guys. That sounds cool. You're a great guitar player. I can't do that. That's a nice line. What rhymes with that? So I'm a bad co-writer. But yes, I write my own stuff, and honestly, I kind of just, ideas just come to me. Like nothing really ever sparks it. Sometimes I'll be reading a book and I'll be like, oh, that's kind of cool. Or I'll be watching a movie and I'll be like, oh, that's kind of cool. But mostly it just pops into my head. I'm like, oh, let me noodle that out on the guitar real quick and see if that does anything.
She doesn't have one way of doing it. Sometimes it's a line that she comes up with or hears that she runs with. Sometimes it's a riff. Sometimes she won't have either of those for several days, and she'll start getting irritated, and she'll intentionally sit down and say, I'm going to write a song, and she'll write a freaking song.
Sometimes it's time to take out the trash or the dishes need to be done, and inspiration strikes, and she's got to sit down and write a song.
You're interrupting my creative process.
So, and John, what about you? Why now? All of a sudden, you come up with a song. What? Why now? And not? Have you had this in you for a while? Wanting?
I think so.
Putting something out.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like even in you always come with something silly or a rhythm or whatever, but don't really think anything of it and you move on. And it's not till like you're playing with somebody with so much talent like Jillian, you're like, well, crap. I mean, I'm up here doing the same amount of time on stage. Like, why can't I just do a song? I would pray. I would like, just give me one song, Lord. Just let me have one thing. It doesn't have to be good or anything. Just crank it out. So it would start off modest, had a couple of songs that I wrote down. I wasn't really crazy about them or whatever, but it was something. And then she started going to wanting to do open mic nights or whatever, like these songwriter events. So I was like, well, shoot, I want to go too, because I kind of like it if they set you up where the person hosting is in the middle and then everybody else, the other two players, are on either side. I was like, well, if I can get on the stage with her, I can noodle on the guitar or add a little bit of background vocals and help her out. So then I had to finish some stuff just to get going. So I've been trying different mentalities of writing a song. Hungover simply came because I went to a songwriting night, and it was a packed restaurant and people were there to eat. But artists, they want people to be quiet and listen to their words. And I'm just like, you can't do a slow ballad or a sad song at these places. So I was like, I need something that's going to get your attention right now. So I was like, I need something that pops. And I was like, we're going to write a song based off that's going to be upbeat and catchy. But at the same time, let's write it about things that people are aware of in the area. So that's when I went on the whole Pernell's Trading Post.
That's an actual real place.
It's a real place. It's where she got her first gig that we played over there. It's actually the back in 2020. So the picture of the on the album cover is the Trading Post. It's probably the smallest. It's probably not the smallest bar in Texas. I'm sure there's an argument out there, but it is pretty darn small. So we always joke about that. So Pernell's Falls Trading Post, and it's just written to get people's attention and have like a chorus that folks can sing along and want to sing along to. So, and it's based off of like the family when we were growing up. If people would tie one on before I was able to drink, when people would tie one on the next day, we would look at them and go, man, that guy was hung down, brung down, hung up and hung over. And it's a joke from Arlo Guthrie's Alice's Restaurant, when he's talking about before he had to go in for his assignment or get hooked up in the military or whatever, before they did the physical and stuff, he went and got plastered the night before. And he said, the day I went in, I was hung down, brung down, hung up, and hung over. And that's just something that we said in our family the whole while I was growing up.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. You have a backstory to that song. Now, what's coming up? What do you have anything else coming?
We've recorded 3 songs last year. So I wanted to put them all in a bank and then slowly release them. So we've got Hungover that came out last night. The next song we got 2 more songs. One is Green Blues, based off of like some times I spent in the fire service, just dealing with some folks on EMS calls and that all. And then we've got Man on the Run. And that's probably the next song to come out because my oldest daughter wants to be able to listen to that on repeat. So it seemed like it's a decent song. It's a decent song. And even when we went to record it, the band studio players that we brought in, they liked that one the most, but it's at or just over 4 minutes. So it's not something I can pitch to radio. So I'll probably what I would really like to do is pitch that song in a couple of years to like Montana, to like Taylor Sheridan for any of those shows. But it seems like this last season of Land Band, it seems like they've moved more towards mainstream and not like stuff that you usually wouldn't hear. But I digress. But yeah, we have two more songs. We'll just spread it out over the next several months, pushing those.
Cool. Jillian, you put out "Till Death Do Us Part" back in November. Another great song.
Yes.
Thank you.
Very, very fun to listen to. When are you coming out with? When are you coming out with releasing?
I wish I knew. I'm not going to be able to get into the studio or my preferred studio until the end of March. And then it takes a couple of weeks for like processing the song and whatever. And then again, a couple of weeks to actually send it out to the streaming platforms. So
our current producer is Matt Noveski from Blue October. And he can't get us until the end of March. So I'm going to look into some other studios. We're still going to do a couple songs with him at the end of March because we absolutely adore him.
I love him so much.
And she says he speaks teenage girl because he has an 18-year-old daughter. So he's the first producer. All the producers that we've used have been good. But he's the first one who has communicated well with her and understood what she was saying. And she understood what he was saying. But we've got a couple other studios that we're going to reach out to see if we can get in sooner so that we can release a song sooner than April, May.
But you do have stuff in your arsenal, right? You have stuff written down already.
Don't look at her face right now, but she's got over 200 songs. We've got enough songs. She's got fantastic songs that we've played for a few months on stage. She writes 4 more new songs. We slowly start working those into a set and never play. There's songs that may never see the light of day, but she's prolific.
So
I'm not kidding.
But we're very particular, and we'll let her know if we don't think that's a good song or you should change that line or whatever. So when I say that, I'm like being genuine. She writes 1 to 4 hit songs a week.
I wouldn't say hit songs. But she definitely tells me when something doesn't sound good. She's like, "Oh, who plays that? You should stop doing that one."
So how do you take that? That's interesting because I got kids. All 3 of them are adults, but my youngest is 21, and whenever we tell him, he doesn't always take it the best way. And how do you take that?
I don't take criticism, constructive or not, very well.
She's been told ever since she started singing at 10, everybody just fawns over her and tells her how amazing and fabulous she is. So if anybody has any constructive criticism, she doesn't know how to handle that.
Okay,
especially since some of the constructive criticism is wear pink cowgirl boots and a frilly pink hat.
Who
go ahead. Places. Yeah, when you play dark places and in these crowds, like people have a little bit to drink and then they want to come and give their 2 cents on stuff. And it's, I just let it roll off my back. They're like, yeah, we get stuff sometimes where they'll come up and say, you know what you need? You need yourself a pink cowgirl hat and some knee-high boots and, light up vest. And
yeah, she had someone come up and tell her how amazing she was with all the talent in the world. But if she wanted to be a superstar, she needed to get a pink cowgirl hat and pink go-go boots and just wear those every day. That needed to be her style, her look.
It's just people being people. Yeah.
Everybody's a critic, right? Everybody has an opinion.
Yeah,
right.
I kind of need those to see.
Who have been your favorite singers growing up? Both of you, all 3 of you, or who have been your biggest influences?
Growing up, I would say Counting Crows, Matchbox 20,
Janis Joplin.
I didn't listen to her growing up. I guess old Eminem.
Really?
Yeah, I listen to, I'm serious. I'd be home for 2 to 4 days at a time, and I would listen to everything. Like the house that we're in right now, we basically built ourselves. Like we had the structure, the shell done, the electric done, the water done. But then I hung all the wood on the walls and the ceiling, the flooring, everything. So I was here with the radio playing the whole time. So, and it was anywhere from dirty, raunchy rap to like Pearl Jam, any like country music, like everything. You name it, we were listening to it here at the house. So the kids.
I love that you instilled in her the classics. You talk about Pearl Jam, Counting Crows. I mean, you instilled in her the classics. Same thing with my kids. My kids know Johnny Cash. They know Willie Nelson. They know Chicago, which is my all-time favorite band. They know the old school, the old classics. You know, so that's awesome because that's important to instill. And talking about Janis Joplin. You've been compared to Janis Joplin or been Janis Joplin. How does it feel to be, and she is a legend.
She is.
You know, how does it feel to be part of with her? And with
when I was younger, I didn't understand it. I was like, she's crazy and weird. And her voice is all like, but now like I love that I'm on that same level as her. I love that people think that about me. Like it's so nice to hear because I don't get it. I don't get how I'm making it as far as I have in music.
She doesn't get how good she is, which is good. It's keeping her humble, but
so to hear that people like draw parallels between me and artists like Janis Joplin and Stevie Nicks, it's so awesome.
That's great. That's great. I mean, and Janis Joplin would have been even bigger if she would have obviously, passed away. Such a young. She was to me, a child still. She's 27. Yeah. I mean, so
she was a baby.
Yeah. I mean, so it's very sad, very tragic, but hopefully you are going to be so much bigger than her. Hopefully, but yeah, keep that humble spirit though. If you think you're not. My opinion, don't be so hard on yourself, but be open to criticism, especially from your parents. That's why I told my kids, you know, we want what's best for you. As parents, we want what's best for you. So I hope mom and dad, I hope you don't mind me saying that. Sticking my 2 cents in on that. What has been your favorite song to sing, both of you? I mean, because I know what has been your favorite song or the most fun song to sing?
Ones that I've written or off stage?
On stage, you know, whether you've written or not. Actually, both. The ones you've written, your personal song. What's been your favorite? I know those are your babies. I know I spoke to other singers, and the catalog is actually your babies. Those are your kids. Those are like your kids.
They are my children.
Those are hard to pick your favorite. What's been the most fun?
I would say it's one I haven't sung on stage before. I don't even have a name for it, but it's the first verse is like, you've got me cursing on a Sunday, drinking on a Monday morning. And the melody, it just tickles my brain. Like that's the only song of mine that I've got on a voice note, and I'll occasionally just have the itch to hear it again, and I'll just listen to it a couple of times.
So you haven't performed that one?
I haven't performed that. It's not finished.
And so you're still working on that one, but that's one of the ones you're really looking forward to putting out, right? What about you,
Yes,
what's been one of your favorite things to play on when you're playing with Jillian?
Yeah, I would say, and this is a podcast, I can get away with it. But my favorite song that I do on stage is called Odelay, and it's just about a guy was based off a true experience working here in Central Texas. I worked a lot of blue collar jobs, and I always start the song off with the story like you get hazed a lot in blue collar jobs, from these folks. And it's just a matter of like, you got to let it roll off your back. And at some point in time, you become one of the group. So my favorite song that we do on stage is that I've written is Odele.
But it has Spanish cursing in it, so he can't do it all the time.
So it has Spanish cursing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
slang. It's got a lot
like
of slang in it.
Everything else is English, just occasional Spanish cursing.
But I've had folks come up from the valley or whatever. We were doing the picker circle over at Lukenbach, and I was like, well, you only have so many songs. Like there's so many people that show up, and it goes in a round. Like it may be a while before it gets back to you. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do Ole. They either like throw beer bottles at me or what. But I had some folks from the valley come up and like, where did you get that? That was a fantastic song. It was like they loved the ballad or whatever. So I get a lot more comments on that at like picker circles and riders and around than most anything else. If I would say one of my favorite songs that we do together is the last song that we play at every show, and it's a mashup of Jolene and Thunder Rolls.
It's phenomenal. People freak out.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. It's so good. Between their vocals and the creativeness between mashing the two songs together, it's freaking amazing.
And who are some of the artists that you guys cover?
Miranda Lambert, Reba McEntire, Janis Joplin. My favorite not original song to sing, which I don't do it anymore, is Piece of My Heart. I used to close the show out with that one every time. I loved it so much.
Dolly Parton, Chris Stapleton, Nina Simone.
Kind of. We don't do her stuff anymore, which is kind of sad. We need to bring Feeling Good back.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember, because we try not to do more than just two or three songs from the same artist, because we're not a cover band.
Right.
We don't want people like
That was a
picking us
decision
for-
that we made at the beginning. I listened to a podcast and they said there's a place for cover bands and there's a place for original artists. You need to decide what you are. And so we had, and they're both are needed. There's not anything better or worse with one or the other. They're both needed, but you need to decide what you want to be. And so we sat down as a family and we discussed it, and we decided, or they decided, she decided at the time that she wanted to be an original artist. So although we were doing 3-hour shows of nothing but covers, we systematically replaced them with originals as they came out. And now their show is probably 70% originals and 30% covers,
Yeah.
if not 80-20 even.
I do more covers, allowing her to do like whatever, testing out new songs that she just wrote the previous week or whatever. But yeah.
So you guys do songs original, but stuff, even though it hasn't been recorded yet, you guys are performing these songs.
Oh yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
it's literally like 70-30, 80-20. It's somewhere around
That's
there.
cool. That's very
Most
cool.
of it is original.
Yeah.
And we don't get, there are some shows that we don't get booked for because they're looking for people to do more covers. And we tell them, no, thank you, we're an original.
So
We're an
how long
original.
are your shows now?
Any hours.
Well, anywhere from an hour to 3 hours. It depends
So it's
on
still
what it
about
is.
3 hours.
Mainly
Wow.
3 hours. Yes.
Wow. All right.
Which
So
some people have it worse. So I can't complain. I mean, I will, but I shouldn't.
They're not a huge fan of the 3-hour shows. They prefer 2, but there's some
Okay.
venues out there that have been with us since the beginning and they pay well.
Yeah.
And we love the places
Yep.
and the people. So we still do the 3-hour shows for those places.
So where do you guys travel to more or less when you guys are playing? You guys stay in the area or do you guys travel out?
We've traveled all of Texas into New Mexico, and then she's done Nashville twice.
Are you guys planning on going even further out?
Eventually,
I want to.
Yes. She wants to tour, like do an actual tour, but I don't know how to do that. I'm not exactly sure how we're going to make that happen.
Yeah. Any interesting stories about recording or even playing at one of these locations?
I have to say, people watching while on stage
Yeah.
is such an experience. You get to see so much. I've watched many a kids face plant, eat dirt. It's difficult not to laugh. I am a bad person. I laugh when children fall.
Not when anybody falls. It doesn't have to be a child.
This is true, but it's to me, it's kind of funnier when children.
She's pretty
fall.
respectful though. If they're hurt, she doesn't.
Oh yeah, if they're hurt, I'm like, oh my goodness, baby.
Are you okay? Then laugh.
Exactly. I've seen a couple kids stick their hands just straight into fire. People need to watch their children. That's essentially what I get out of people watching. I watched a couple of dudes almost get into a fight at a bar once.
Oh yeah.
There's lots of like young love just flourishing on the dance floor. I love watching that whenever people actually dance, because we don't really do
Dance music.
We don't do dance music. We don't do two-step in our line dance stuff. We do whatever we want. And in my opinion, if people want to dance, they're going to dance. Yeah. That's what I do. When I go out with my siblings to bars and I'm not actually singing, like we're just there to enjoy the environment. No matter what's on, if we want to dance, we're going to get up and we're going to make fools of ourselves on the dance floor, and y'all are going to have to watch.
And do you guys go often and watch other bands perform?
Not as often as I want to. I want to be supportive of all of my fellow musicians. Like I want to be out there, but
it's hard because she gigs so much.
I gig so much.
We usually have shows definitely Friday and Saturdays, and oftentimes Thursday and or Sunday as well. Mm-hmm. In addition to the fact that she hasn't mentioned a cool fact yet, that she is on the shooting team here, the competitive. So she's a competitive shooter as well. So she has practices every Monday and Wednesday that go all the way till dark. And then we have matches once a month.
Nice.
And those can be anywhere in the state of Texas as well.
Nice. Well, yeah, I saw on the Instagram page, God First, and which, by the way, how is God? And John, you mentioned earlier. You said you pray, and how's God in your life and involved in your in your.
It's an important aspect of anybody's life, and my personal experience is that we need to realize that there's a lot of things to be thankful for. Everything's a miracle, and it's as an older man now, I have to look back and go like I need to recognize the blessings that I have, and it's not just because like we got to be thankful to somebody, and that is the Creator himself. So,
and I can tell you, for me, for Jillian, I pray constantly that God protects her from the music industry sharks that are out there that are so prevalent that just are going to want to use her and abuse her in every and all ways, but very specifically, she wants her catalog protected, and of course her innocence and whatever, but separate from that, just not being taken advantage of. Because we are always on the scene. So she's not going to be taken advantage of in an innocence kind of way, but in a sign this contract kind of way. I pray constantly for all of those things. But we have had several people come into our lives that seemed legit and made promises. And we got excited about it. And I still every night prayed. And then those people would just drop off the face of the earth. It was so weird. They were so excited about her. They were promising her the world. I would pray that he continues to protect her, and then we would not ever hear from these people again. And so I know in my mind that was God, that they were up to no good, and God protected us from them.
Yeah, he separated you guys from them. That's awesome.
Exactly.
And so when you guys perform, any fear of somebody, a joker, getting overly drunk, attacking the stage, or has that even happened?
You in the beginning, I might have had that fear, but like everybody, I don't know. I'll let you take it. I've never seen an issue, right?
Yeah,
and I'm not small,
so yeah, he's 6'3", 225 pounds. He's a big guy. So people are afraid of him to begin with. I'm always there. We have a friend turned into family member, turned into our sound engineer / videographer. Like he's always with us. And then we always have at least half a dozen friends, at least, with us to come and see us play. And so there's Someone might get on the stage, but they're not going to get very far.
I think the only person that stormed the stage is a toddler.
Yeah.
So again,
dogs.
People, please. Their children need to be watched.
She sings at such a high level. He just brought up an interesting point. She has dogs sing up backup vocals.
I've had a couple dogs sit like up on not on the stage, but like they're sitting at the bottom of the stage, just looking up at me and howling.
On pitch. It's so
really
cute. Yeah.
Yeah. One of my favorites is
Luna.
She used to go to
the Pernell's Falls Trading
Post with her dad, and she would literally, anytime she showed up, like if I was in the middle of a set or just starting, she would just howl with me. It was the sweetest thing ever, and it was on pitch. She could have been a legit backup vocalist if she wanted to.
Have you guys ever recorded any of that?
No, sir.
Somebody's got video, probably on the phone somewhere.
What do you guys like to do for fun?
Nothing.
Rest.
I like to bed rot.
We are literally always either doing schoolwork, shooting, or singing.
So when I'm not doing that, I like my
relaxing.
No time.
Yes.
Relaxing. Which is, if it's fun, it's fun. Yeah. So if you're relaxing,
Yes,
yeah.
And that we do that. We any gig I book, I confirm with her. We have meetings at the beginning of every year. So at the beginning of last year, I told her, I said, we had 50 shows this year. What do you want? What are your goals for this next year? And she said, I want to open for bigger artists. I want to get into some bigger venues, and I want to double the shows. I say shows because I thought she meant actual shows. She meant shows, podcasts, interviews, anything. And so shows, she did 80. Podcast interviews was an additional like 30, 35. Because we don't say no to interviews. Interviews are my favorite. If someone wants to interview her, the answer is yes.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Yes.
I think I have a couple other people that do this. I'm sorry, mine is not that big. I only get I don't have that many viewers.
Everybody's got their part to play.
Yes.
Like you're out there grinding, you're doing your thing, and so are we. So anytime that we can help one another out, it's a benefit. There's no harm in that. You're doing great.
And the only thing she likes better than doing interviews is, girl, I ain't got no clue, being in the studio.
Oh, I love being in the studio, but only with Matt. Being in the studio with other people stresses me out because they don't understand and they look at me like my ideas are silly. Matt would be like, oh, that's pretty cool. You could be a producer on the side if you wanted to. And then he does my idea.
So that's interesting. You said some of the people feel like your ideas are silly. Do you feel that's because you're young? You think that they're saying that, or they just don't?
I think it's because I'm young. Yeah, it's just it's an age thing. Because if my dad gives ideas in the studio, I ask him to like help out, and they're like, "Oh, that's so cool."
Well, I mean,
it's her idea.
We're going to be fair to the producer. Some people have like a train of thought, and it's hard to break that. So part of it could be because she's so young. The other side of it could be a matter of they hear music and they produce music day in and day out, so they may have a feeling of it would be better if it stayed this way or if we didn't add XYZ. I would say if you're picking out a studio, that it's important to listen to what that studio is producing, because that's what you're going to get when you sit down. That's the feel, regardless of the genre. It's going to have kind of the same feel because you have that person's fingers in on it. So when I picked my studio to go try out for the first time, I listened to the music and I liked the levels of the sound and everything. And I was like, that's where we're going to go and try this out. So, I mean, that wherever she goes, she's respected and she carries her own weight. So just to say that because she's young, they don't like her ideas.
I don't think it's that they don't like them. I think it's that they don't understand what she's trying to communicate.
It could be that too.
Is what I always gathered.
I just want to be fair because I mean, there's so much like bickering and backbiting, and even in this industry, everybody's trying to claw their way to the top, and we don't. I don't want to be that way, and I try to impart that on them. Like everybody's living their own life, and we just need to be patient. Don't take a whole lot. Don't take any crap, but don't
take anything personal either. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't take anything personal.
And it's hard when you have a room of creatives. They all are thinking differently. So I'm sorry, Greg.
No. That's a good point. Who have you shared? Do you guys perform by yourselves, or is there anybody else you share the stage with? Do you open up for anybody? Does anybody open for you?
I have opened up for a lot of people. I'm forgetting a lot of them right now, but I know I've opened up for Zane Williams of Wilder Blue. I've opened up for Corey Morrow, Josh Ward. Oh my gosh. He wrote with Miranda Lambert.
Jack Ingram.
Wow.
And there's one more that I was really excited about, and I cannot. Scotty Alexander and Luke Prater.
And Peyton Howard.
I want to give Peyton Howard so awesome over social media right now. She's doing a fantastic job. She's really ramping up her stuff, and so I'm gonna throw that name in the ring as well.
I opened up for her just like a couple of months back. And the first time she strummed her guitar, the feedback was so bad it literally like cut her microphone off, and she just kept going.
Professional. She did a pretty good job. Yeah. We don't have a whole lot of people join us on stage because we're, I say this in tongue in cheek, but we're not real musicians. I mean, we'll have some folks come in, where they're going to like, no, we're going to do this in a 4/4 in a
Nashville.
And I'm like, I've got no idea what you're talking about. So we've had like, even at like places at Lukenbach where folks want to follow you around, you start your song. And if it's the first time you're playing it over there, they may try to hang out with you, but then you slowly see everybody kind of back off and just sit back and watch. And I'm like, well, either they're enjoying watching or we're playing at a tempo or a rhythm or whatever that mathematically is not what they're used to seeing or what they expected to hear. So they just fall back instead of like feeling like they're stepping on toes or whatever. So not a whole lot of people join.
We went into the studio to record one of her songs. I can't remember which one it is. So if y'all remember when I start the story, say what it was. And the producer was thoroughly confused. He was like, it starts off as a waltz and then moves into a 4-count.
Violin.
Yeah.
So he was like, so we need to do something. You need to either make the whole song a 4-count or the whole song a waltz.
Yeah.
And it took them a while to figure out what the heck he was talking about, but we fixed it and turned it into a 4-count.
Click tracks we hear a lot. Like, do you practice to a click track? I'm like,
no.
Nope. Just practice with my heart.
Studio, they try to set me up with a click track, and this is one of the reasons I love Matt, because he doesn't really make me do the click track. It's just like, it's kind of there as a suggestion. Just be free, and we'll wait till Chris can put some drums over the top of it, and you can play to that. But in other studios, they'll put a click track on me, and I just turn it off.
They'll be like, are you they're like, do you hear the click track? Do you hear it? She goes, yeah, it was really loud. I had to turn it down. I'm like, no, that's there for you. So everybody bounces to the same beat. It's crazy. And I've even stopped sometimes. I'm like, are you speeding that up and slowing it down? They're like, no, sir, that's you. That's you playing with your heart again. So play less with your heart and more with the math of music.
We have finally figured out a trick, though. They have the drummer lay down a drum track.
Okay.
So it's not so click.
Yes.
In their
That's
ears.
what messes me up, because there's like the in-between clicks, and I'm like, I don't need that, please.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like when people clap off beat while you're playing.
Yes. Yeah, we found an awesome studio drummer that he also is live drummer as well. But his name's Chris Daggy, and he's amazing, and he loves them, and he goes in there and lays something down for them.
He always brings dried meat from like from Fredericksburg.
I just remember.
I love it.
No, I just remember
like he brings snacks with him, and he's like, eat, have, and I'm like, I will.
Salted.
It's yummy.
Really cool guy. Played for the Departed for a while. I don't know who he's playing with now, but like. You don't frazzle this guy. Like he comes in. Yeah,
that's
so
cool.
He comes in and like every studio I've seen him at, like they look to him for like, okay, what do you think? And it's like, well, and he gets out his pen and pad. I have no idea what they're doing, but all the math and everything is, it's going to be, this is the beat, blah, blah, blah. And then they just like, okay. So he lays down that, we get rid of the click track and play the real music. So it's fun.
Who else? Do you guys have the same band members playing with you guys all the time, like the drummer or
Just the drummer.
Just when it goes to the studio, the only constant is going to be Chris. Like we have never put together a full band for playing our music. It's always just the two of us on stage for 3 hours doing basically a song swap. Yep. So it's just two acoustic guitars. Yep. So that's the other thing we have to overcome. Like if you've got a song in mind, it's one thing. Like she may come up with a song. We may be getting close to the studio and you're like, which one of your 200 songs have we played the crap out of in the last 6 months that you want to record? She goes, I want to do this one I just wrote last week. And I'm like, so we're left. Right.
I like the sound.
Yeah, I'm just like, So that's the one you want. And then I don't complain because like all the money that's made is her business. We're trying to teach her how to run her own business. So if she wants to do whatever song she wants to do, that's her song. And if she doesn't like it when it's done, then that's a lesson that she's learned. And I didn't lose any money. I keep the power on. I have my job. I've got 2 other children that I have to raise and keep track of. So, and I don't need them beating me overhead with a hammer in the middle of the night because we're funneling money into her career. So that's the way we see it. But when it comes to the studio, we don't have a band. So it's a matter of like coming up with, when you're there, it's like, well, what do you want for electric guitar? Like Jillian's going to, well, I want do, 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 do. And the guy will go, okay, yeah. Then they'll figure something out on guitar. That's the way it goes. It's not like Scotty Alexander. We were asking him, what does it take to go record a song? He goes, I don't record anything unless me and my band have been playing it for a year. And everybody knows their spot. They've polished it. They know what they're doing. Jillian and I are dancing to the beat of our own drum. Like we just walk in and just like, well, this is what I envision this part of the song to sound like. I've never thought I would have to tell a fiddle player to play more fiddle, or a harmonica player to like, don't be embarrassed. I want you to play harmonica, or a piano player. Like, I don't want just something. I want you to get like little sister, Willie Nelson's sister. Like I want, honky tonk piano. I want you to get after it. Now is your time to shine. So when I did my songs, I actually had to farm out harmonica, piano, violin, or fiddle. And they would send me back their initial tracks. And I'm like,
dirtier.
No, I want more. You may not hear this very often out, when you play, but I want more. This is your voice and I want you to have it.
For both of them, if they're adding piano, harmonica, or violin or steel guitar, they want that to be featured.
Yeah. We want you to shine. I don't want it to sit in the background. A lot of modern country right now, in my humble opinion, it seems like everything is sitting just like low and kind of muted. And we grew up listening to, when the full-on country bands, like there was, every instrument had its own voice, and it rose when it was its time to perform.
Including the electric guitar having their own solo and everything. Absolutely. Yeah. And do you guys play any other instruments? What other instruments do you know?
I kind of play piano. I got started on ukulele, but I don't do that anymore. I'm boring. It's just guitar on stage.
No, that's not boring. That's what you play. That's what you play. That's not boring. Now, do you consider yourself pure country? Or
oh no,
I didn't think so.
No, I'd be afraid to say I was pure country in front of a pure country fan. I think I'd get chopped in the throat.
You're a little pop. You have a little pop in your music, right?
I got a little pop.
That's why I listen
think there's blues and rock.
Yes.
I've got some songs. I've got one song that's, I'm very ashamed of it, but it's more rap than it is anything else. Oh Lord.
The stuff that she listens to is very eclectic. So even
my favorite.
What are you listening to? What's on your playlist right now? Cameron Rickcomb. Okay, grunge pop.
Grunge pop, glitch pop. I like older country. I like 2000s rock and rap, like the stuff you'd listen to in clubs at that time. Cameron Whitcomb is my absolute favorite artist. I love Timmy McKeever's stuff. He's a relatively young artist. And then Alex Coles, he's a pop artist. I think he's indie. And then there's one more. It's a woman, and I cannot remember her name right now because I suck at remembering things. But I listen to a lot of stuff. I listen to like everything. If you have the time to look it up, Cameron Whitcomb, Monty PK, and Tim Mukier.
And if you listen to her stuff live, you can really hear the influence from this alternative music kind of shining through her work. So it's difficult. Mom's a very type A personality. So she's like, okay, it's like we're this, that, or the other. And I'm left going sometimes like, I don't know. This is it's kind of on a poppy side, but it can still fit with country and people can still get along. But even like everybody, I don't think people these days, I don't think they're tied to any one genre as is. So when you come to one of our shows, we're all over the place and people appreciate that. And we've got that feedback for sure, right? Where they come in and like, we had no idea what was going to come out of your mouth next.
Yes, we get that all the time, that most artists, every song sounds similar. I don't know what you want, honey.
Pink water bottle.
Oh my goodness.
I'm so thirsty.
No, you're fine. She kept asking for something, but we didn't want to interrupt you, and I didn't know what she wanted.
No, you're good. Please. This is a very my show is like very, very laid back, very mellow. That's why I don't know when you guys are doing other podcasts, you go, Mom, should I be there with you? Hey, if all three of you want to be on it, let's do it. You know?
Yes.
So
but yeah, we get people to tell us all the time that they go and see other independent artists and their songs are great, but they're all very similar. Whereas with Jillian and John both, you never know what's going to come out of their mouth. Everything's different. So sitting for a 3-hour show is extremely entertaining because every song is different. And I love that. What they're referring to is if you're going to put out an album, you can't have a rap song, an outlaw country song, and then, a Celine Dion kind of song. Like you can't do that on an album. But at a show, I don't give a crap. Like sing whatever you want to sing.
Yeah, it makes sense because if in an album you're gonna play pretty much what it is, one thing. You can't just throw it all over the place because one person's gonna buy the album for just one song. Then because a country fan is gonna look for that country song. Right. So
yes,
but it's like Kings of Leon, right? They only had that. If you liked that one song that they were known for, but you bought the album and like nothing else sounded like that song, so it kind of like turned a few people off. But it just is what it is. Like I guess that's the biggest part when you're an artist. Like you have to go from doing covers to find your own voice and kick that out there. But then when it comes to making your album, they don't have to be the same, but they all have to kind of fit the same.
Yeah. And I hear it in the songs because you have the country voice at times, but the music sounds a little poppy and sometimes and I love it. Again, it's and I like country music. I wasn't raised listening to country. I started appreciating country as I got older.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I appreciate the music. I love all genres now. I didn't always like all genres. My parents are Cubans. I hated Cuban music. I hated old Latin music. I couldn't stand it. Now I appreciate it.
Right.
Now I appreciate that, especially the old Cuban music from the 40s and 50s and even the 60s. Those I appreciate all genres now.
Yes.
Except for the newer rap. Sorry, Jillian, but except for the newer rap.
Some of that stuff, like the brain rot rap,
I'm not into that. I'm going to shoot you, shoot this, and I'm not into that.
Downfall of society.
I'm more into the old school rap, like Run DMC, Beastie Boys, and
yes.
You like the Beastie Boys?
I say that, but I only know like 2 songs, and I love those 2 songs.
Which ones? You don't remember?
No, I'm just
stop. Okay. Brass Monkeys, Beastie Boys, correct?
Yes.
And then No Sleep Till Brooklyn is Beastie.
No Sleep Till Brooklyn.
That's a good one.
Those are the 2 that I know.
So
Sabotage is a really good one. Sabotage, Intergalactic.
Yes.
Oh man, they're the first ones to bring rock into their rap music. They're the first, and that was really cool to bring two genres together.
Yes, don't let people tell you what you can and can't do. I mean,
absolutely.
You have no idea what other people are going to perceive as good and entertaining. So,
and with all due respect to the listeners, all due respect to those, you don't have, just like when I'm watching TV. If I don't like what I'm watching, change the channel.
That's right.
Exactly.
If you don't like listening, you don't have to listen to it. But honestly, you have I was watching your Spotify, and you have about 1,000 listeners a month, which is pretty interesting, which is really good.
That's crazy to me. Like, it's like, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a good number, but like,
I'm a 17-year-old.
You're a 17-year-old girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Itty bitty.
Yeah, like, and I just told her the other day she has approximately 2,500 streams a week right now of her music.
And she's number one.
And that blew her mind. Yeah, she's
number one in a
Death Do Us Part is number one on some chart in Alberta, Canada, which is pretty cool.
That blows my mind.
She had a number one hit in Australia.
They wanted me to fly out to Australia. Someone wanted me to
do
a tour.
Yeah,
I don't have that kind of money.
It was a pretty cool concept. Apparently, country music is done in Australia. And they thought that because she's young and cute and writes really good music, that she might be able to get the young generation back into country music. So they were going to kind of explore how that they could make that happen. And I guess they never were able to figure anything out, but they just knew this small group of people just knew that she could bring back country music to the young generation.
Wow. And again, and you have a small catalog right now publicly.
Yes.
And to have that many listeners, that means your music we're constantly, I told you earlier, I'm constantly listening to it. I was listening to just your music the other day. Well, I messaged your mom when your mom's the one that saw it, the message. I said, I'm listening to your music right now at work. I'm enjoying it at work. I'm there with my headphone, riding the forklift, and I work for TechStop. I'm not responsible for the roads. Don't. I'm not responsible for the roads. I work at the warehouse.
We're gonna call you next time we have a problem with the roads.
No. Oh, that's funny. That's a disclaimer because everybody. Well, hey, you know that I-70, I-30 is. Listen, I work in the warehouse. I have nothing to do with the roads. But anyways, I was listening to your music while I was working, and it helps me get through the day. Your music, the times where it helps you get through the day. It's entertaining. Just want to let you know that. What are I heard some of your goals from mom. What are and this is for both of you or as a family? I'm sure you guys. Before we get to that, how often do you guys meet business wise for the band?
My mom and I do money business stuff like once a month. All three of us, we do business meetings in the car on the way to shows and on the way back from shows.
If we try to do it at the house, we have two other kids and they kind of interject and or are needing us for things. So we try to do it.
One of them's making faces
now.
They're not
toddlers. Like when we're home, it needs to be more of a family, and we try not to make everything about Jillian. So we try to do our business talk to and from shows. We'll say what could be done better, what do we need to do to fix XYZ, thoughts for the future, what do we want to accomplish, so that kind of thing.
And the other kids, they're not involved at all with the band?
Currently, they're not involved right now. We've got a 24-year-old Aaliyah, so she is a creative in her own right. She spends her time writing short stories and books.
Nice.
Extremely religious. So she's plugging herself into church, doing a lot of stuff over there.
She's in church more often than she's at home.
Yeah. And then our youngest is 13.
That's a good problem.
So yes. No, it's good. No, it's respectable. It's a good thing to have. Bree's 13. Yeah, she spends her time, practicing shooting and stuff like that. Still trying to find a thing that she wants to do, but she says she wants to do electric guitar.
Yeah, she's on the she's actually in 5 different disciplines, the fastest shooter in Texas and the nation.
Who's that?
The 13-year-old.
13-year-old. I got a couple of 3rd place awards at
Nationals last year.
No, not nationals, state, and then I got 1 3rd or 2nd place award at nationals.
Nice, congrats! Wow.
Thank you.
And now,
Competition is
Aaliyah, has she written? You said she writes short stories. Has she posted? Has she put anything out?
No, she hasn't done that yet. She entered a
script.
Mhm.
And she got pretty far in.
I think she got to the 4th round.
Nice.
2nd round. And she is currently, and as a Christian man, you'll respect this. Some people look at us funny like, but she is writing a novel with God.
All right, cool. Yeah, nobody.
Which
Why would anybody look at it weird? Well, I see why some people.
right in this
Some
day
people,
and age.
the people that don't. We got. I'm a Christian myself. I get it. I understand it. I understand it. Yeah. So, what church? Does she go to?
What?
Your church. She goes to a church in one chapel in Spicewood.
Okay. So going to the question I was going at, what's in store for 2026 and what are your ultimate goals?
In store for 2026, I want to record more music, again, open for more people, do festivals. We're trying to set up a tour in Alaska, but I don't think that's going to work out for us.
What did you just get invited to do?
South by Southwest, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
she just got invited to do a set at South by Southwest. We're
Where?
pretty excited.
What is that?
South by Southwest is it's one of the biggest music festivals in the world, and it's here in Austin.
Really?
It's
What is
music
that?
it's music and film, and it's all music, not just country. It is March 12th through 18th.
Cool.
And
My
her-
wife's birthday is the week after, so we might go. We'll see.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Her specific set is March 18th, but the whole thing is the 12th through the 18th.
Apparently.
March 18th. Cool.
Yes.
So
What else, baby? Is that it?
what are your ultimate goals?
My ultimate goals. That's difficult because I am enjoying the ride here. I'm enjoying doing this, and if I just do this enough to pay my bills when I'm older, that's great. But I would love to play in stadiums, and I would love to that's true. I don't want to sign a record deal. That's a little much for me. Because they don't really do records like they did a while back. Like it used to benefit the artist a lot more, and now it's kind of like it's a bad trade. It's a bad trade, and
You just have to be careful about what you sign. So I think
Yeah.
she's got a bit of a bad taste in her mouth from some of the stories we've heard from other folks and
Wow.
examples that we've heard throughout the years and stuff. So
kind of sounds like you get chained in a basement and told to write.
let's keep our options open and be independent.
Yeah. What about you, John? What are your goals more or less the same, or?
I don't think I'm going to be I'm not going to be any Celine Dion or anything, but I want to continue writing stuff and putting it out. And I think my ultimate goal would be just to find my audience, find the people that want to listen and appreciate the music that I have. So I'd be happy with that.
It's Red Rocks.
I'd
You
like to
want
go to
Red
Red.
Rocks?
Yeah.
And you
Well, you're going to take me to Red Rock for sure. Yeah, I'm going to get to play a couple of songs at Red Rock eventually one day.
I saw a video on YouTube of two of my favorite bands performing together at the Red Rocks, REO Speedwagon in Chicago.
Yep.
Okay.
They performed there, and oh my Lord, that must have been a great show to be.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
that's
Red
a
Rocks
place
will
where you
be-
would feel it, right? So it's the
I'm
acoustics
assuming
over there
so.
are supposed to be amazing. Yep.
I'm
And two
assuming
great
so.
bands to do it.
Yeah.
Too great, yeah.
Anything else you guys want to share before I let you guys go? I know you guys have places to go and anything
People
else
to
you want to
see,
share.
things to do.
I got practice to get to. I don't have anything.
I don't have anything. We appreciate the opportunity. Thanks for thinking of us. And
Well, I've been looking forward to this since I first hit you guys up and I started listening to your music. And I'm truly grateful, humbled, and that you guys take the time to talk to me. Folks, Jillian's website is going to be on the description down below of this podcast, of this episode. Her Spotify channel, John's Spotify channel as well.
I'll take it.
With his new song as well. Anything and everywhere you can find them, it's going to be on the description below. All right. Make sure you hit that like button, share that button, and you listen to their music. Amazing music. And I'm looking forward to anything else you guys put out in the future.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much.
It was lovely speaking to you. Have a wonderful rest of your day.